This person is like, I know that you know that I'm hiding deep feelings for you. And with this purposeful card, they're like, I don't want to hide them anymore. So get ready for some kind of declaration, some kind of expression, some kind of direct confirmation that the person that you sense that there's a lot of chemistry, a lot of potential here. You got a crush on them. You think they have a crush on you. They're getting ready to acknowledge that out in the open. This is somebody, it feels like, that has been kind of testing the waters with you. Not so much to test you, but like testing their nerve. There's a sense that they're very attracted to you. They like you a lot as a person and, as a friend, as more than a friend. There's a sense that they find you to be very sensual, very pleasing to the eye. All of their senses respond. Their energy becomes very alert when you are in their presence, when they're interacting with you. When you come in the room, they are able to sense you before they even see you. And so they've been testing the waters in terms of like, can I move towards this person? Can I maintain time in their presence, in their energy? Can I hold eye contact? Can I hold a conversation? And even if I feel really nervous, or I feel like I'm going to falter, or I stumble somewhere along the way, that I just brush it off. Oh, I meant to do that. Or, kind of laughing at themselves even. This is somebody that sees that an authentic approach with you is the most effective so far, that they don't have to be perfect, they just have to be real. And so this is somebody, again, that is like, all right, I'm getting ready to take that plunge. I'm getting ready to, address these kind of feelings or this potential between the two of us, because I don't want to kind of linger in this energy of a mystery. I want us to explore this openly. I want you to know that I like you as more than a friend, that I like you as a person. I like the idea of what we can become with one another, but in order for that to become something more than just an idea, somebody's got to make a move. This person could have been like waiting for you to make a move. They might have almost thought like, okay, like if this is a man you're dealing with, like women want to be assertive, modern women, they want to take charge. They want to take control. I'm going to give this person that opportunity. And they waited and they waited. And maybe you're sitting there thinking like, well, that's kind of the push as a woman, to go after what you want, to be the one to make the first move, to be very direct, to be very assertive. But I want something more old fashioned. So I'm going to sit here and wait. I know that I'm the prize, so someone come and chase me. Come and claim me. I'm going to hold that space, magnetically speaking, in order to receive love. And so it's almost like the two of you have been in this place of sort of like dancing around the truth in some sort of way. And finally, this person has figured it out. Like, I don't want to just sit in that energy of dwelling anymore. I want something to happen. I want change to happen. I want to experience what is possible between the two of us. So I'm going to push outside of the comfort zone. I'm going to push outside of the energy of just waiting, and I'm going to take that leap of faith. And it's going to be in a way that is very unmistakable to you as far as what my intentions are. Yeah, and we have white light. So this is the energy of clarity, of truth, something that is very direct, something that is very unmistakable. This person, it feels like, has been vague or suggestive with you in the past. And it's like you flirted in response, but you're somebody that they see who has very strong boundaries. You're keeping your walls up pretty high. Or again, there's a sense of like, if anyone's going to be put on a pedestal, I'm going to put myself there. And so people that want access to that emotional energy, people that want to, come even closer into my life, they're going to have to prove that. Like, I'm not lowering my standards. I'm not diluting myself down. I'm not stooping to the level of just granting easy access. Like, you're going to have to go through a labyrinth. You're going to have to go through a gauntlet. You're going to have to go through challenges internally or even externally to make me understand why it is worth my time and emotional energy and my presence to hold space for what is possible between us. And it feels like you've given this person that signal or that message in how you've responded to them so far, things that you've even talked about, with them, that is kind of like, okay, this is not someone that, is just going to be easy to win over. This is a challenge, and it feels like this person is like, yeah, okay, I see now what I need to do. I see that being honest and direct gets me a lot further with you than being suggestive and just hoping that you'll connect the dots yourself, and you'll be the one to put in that effort. You'll be the one to kind of invest so much of yourself, in the experience of kind of like meeting me where I am in that realm of suggestions. This is somebody that wants to step out into the light as kind of like, I'm ready to brandish these feelings in the light of day. I'm not afraid of these feelings anymore. I'm not fearful of rejection, or if they are still fearful of rejection, it's like I'm going to take that leap of faith anyway, because I'll never know unless I try. I'll never know unless I get that out there. Yeah, and we have harmony. So this person feels very aligned with you. They see you as a like-minded individual. This is also somebody that feels like that has had to go through a process in their life of learning to raise their standards. Understanding that things that you're having to invest a lot of energy and effort in chasing, and there's a lack of reciprocity, that it's almost like rejection is divine protection. And so this is somebody that it's like they've had their fair share of rejection. They put themselves out there, in many different directions to many different kinds of people. Sometimes it's worked, sometimes it's not worked. And this has sort of fine-tuned this person's like approach to relationships in general. It's fine-tuned what it is that they're looking for, what it is they're expecting from others, what it is that they are bringing to the table. And with you, there's a sense of kind of like, okay, this is a step up from people that I've been dealing with recently. This requires an approach that involves bravery. But this is also something where this person sees you're not just going to make them grovel. You're not just going to, be in this very kind of like dominant energy and like, yeah, you must prove your love at all times. And, you must serve me emotionally. This is an energy of something where this person really sees like, you have a capacity for emotional exchange that is very evolved. You're a very deep thinker. You feel very deeply. You're a very compassionate person. You're a very nice person. You're a very wonderful person, but you also have standards. You're somebody that in the past may have poured into others and gotten nothing in return. You gave of yourself to the point of depletion. And so something changed within you. You needed to adjust your approach to your relationship with yourself, your relationship with others, your concept of give and take, the nature of reciprocity. And all of this is something that it feels like it's requiring effort on this person's part in order, it feels like, to prove themselves or to speak that truth out loud. But there's something where it's like they know that you're going to be a person that like, okay, if they give into this, you're going to give in return. That this has a very high likelihood of being like a 50-50 partnership, where you're going to match their effort. You're going to receive what it is that they're giving. They also see you as somebody that you're the kind of person that on the days where they can't give, or they're going through things, or they're feeling very low within themselves, that you're that person that will step up. You'll hold it down for the two of you. They see you as somebody who would be like a good teammate, a good partner in life in general. And so this is something where it's kind of like, yeah, if I'm needing to sort of, test my nerve, push beyond my comfort zone, fight to move beyond this realm of suggestion, then you are somebody that it's worth it. This is someone that doesn't just kind of like, they don't just go on, knock on every door that they find. This is not the type of person that is just kind of like lonely and desperate for companionship. And so it's like anybody will do. You have high standards, they have high standards. And so this person may even see that like this is the makings of a power couple in a way, but it requires somebody to kind of address all that sort of like tension, all that chemistry between the two of you. And this is like, let me be the one to take that first step forward. Let me put the ball in your court by being very open and honest about my desire for you. Addressing very directly what I know that we both understand. Like, I know that you know, and you know that I know that there's something here. And so let's stop just kind of like tiptoeing around this and do something about it. Let's get down to the business of exploring that together. Yeah, we have balance. So this person is looking for reciprocity. They have already had experiences with you that were very reciprocal, that it's just the type of person that you are, that you don't keep score when it comes to helping others. You're very generous by nature, which this person feels is a very attractive quality. But they also see that you're somebody, because of that generosity, maybe a high level of empathy that you have. You've attracted a lot of takers into your life in the past. People that only show up when it suits them. Can't be bothered when they have to show up for someone else, but the minute that their cup's dry, they come in with a sob story. Their needs, wants, and desires are priority above others. That this is the nature of kind of like what you've experienced, maybe things that you've shared with this person. Or if they know anybody that you've dated before, they could be like, yeah, that's how that person is. And what in you would have been attracted to that? Or what might the experience have been like of being with somebody like that? What was the emotional, the energetic, the psychic toll, the psychological toll, the physical toll of that? The actual toll of such an experience. So this person does not see any kind of boundaries that you have at this point, or the fact that you've like decided to put yourself on a pedestal. They don't see that as a negative thing. They see it as almost like, yeah, you needed to do that to survive. You needed to do that. You needed to choose yourself. You needed to heal. You needed to reclaim your power. You needed to step into a place of even kind of curbing that aspect of you that would have just given to the point of exhaustion or depletion. Maybe you are someone who was kind of like taught growing up, like you need to earn love. Your value doesn't exceed how much you're willing to give others the benefit of the doubt. Hold space for others emotionally and not be held in return. Be the problem solver or the peacemaker within a family unit, or maybe this is played out even, in friendships or, romantic relationships. But at some point in time, you snatched your power back. The game changed because you turned the tables. And this person has a lot of respect for that. They admire that. It feels like this is something where this person almost is like, I would have loved you. I would have poured into you. I wish that I had encountered you or had been available to love you at the time when you were only surrounded by takers, when you were that flame that was burning bright or even just like flickering. And there were nothing but moths that were drawn to you with the intention to pluck for their own benefit. I would have poured into you. I would have been reciprocal with you. And I have a high degree of respect for the fact that you've insulated yourself from that. You've cut patterns out of your life. You've reshaped your subconscious programming. You've made better choices. You're carrying yourself in a different way. Your boundaries are obvious. Your energy is a boundary. And this is somebody they're not threatened by that. They're not intimidated by that. They respect that. They admire that. Because it's something that it feels like they as well may have needed to cultivate for themselves. You could be like mirroring one another in that capacity, or they see a lot of themselves in you in that sense. You might not have even had to tell them anything, but it's just like they know their own energy enough that they see that. They see that same kind of pattern manifesting in you, where it's like, okay, so you had to go on some kind of journey of self-love. I get it, because I've had to do it too. So this is somebody, it feels like, that wants to bring you a very empowered experience. Something where it's like you won't regret taking a chance on them. You won't regret letting them in. They see you as someone that doesn't let people in easily, and that also is very attractive to them because you're discerning. You don't need attention from the village. You need quality people around you. You don't seek validation outside of yourself. You are self-validating first and foremost, and all else flows from that place. And so this is something where this person sees like, yeah, this is the quality that I'm looking for in a match, in a mate, in a long-term partnership. We also have prosperity. So this is definitely like seeds of potential between the two of you have blossomed very beautifully. wherever you're at in your connection at this point. Even if you're feeling like, well, I don't know, not much has happened, or they haven't made much clear, they've been sort of, dancing around this, or it's been pretty obvious, the tension's so thick between the two of us, you could cut it with a knife, and yet nobody is saying anything about that. This is something that this person is like, they acknowledge that, they recognize that too, and there's a sense of like, let me be the gentleman that steps forward and addresses this. Let me show you through my actions, through my consistency, through my words, through my efforts, that you as a person with high standards, that is beautiful, that's wonderful, and you are worth the investment in gaining that access to the inner sanctum, in coming in closer to your energy, in creating more like exclusive experiences with one another, or just breaking through that bubble of all this kind of buildup between the two of you, all the suggestion, all the flirtation, the glances that just lasted a little too long, the innuendos woven in between the words spoken, or even in the midst of silence. This is somebody that's like, that has been very fulfilling. It's been very satisfying for them up to this point, but it's like, I want more. I want more with you. And let me be the person to show you that I want more. Let me show you that it's not just, I'm going to stand here until you make effort, that I expect you to chase me. Let me show you you are worth pursuing. You are worth getting to know. You are worth claiming. And this is something where it feels like their next step towards you, it's not just somebody that's like, oh, I'm only comfortable pouring in and I'm not capable of receiving. This is something where this person feels that like they want to do what they can to sort of earn the experience of you feeling comfortable enough, or feeling that they've sort of shown that they are serious enough, or that they are moving with pure and good intentions enough, or something within you softens, and it's like, yeah, all of that beautiful love that you've been pouring back into yourself, all of that power that you had to take back from situations that had stripped it of you, and you needed to kind of recoup the losses, energetically speaking, from where you gave in directions, like you poured into bottomless wells, or cups that had holes in them, people that weren't ever capable or interested in like receiving you for who you are and reciprocating in kind. And so you needed to change directions, change polarity, change the flow state, and invest in yourself. Which if you've done that, like this person sees you've had like a magnificent glow up. Whatever you've done to sort of set those boundaries, raise those standards, it has worked. It's the right formula. This glow looks beautiful on you. And this person isn't just coming with like an acquisitive mindset. This isn't somebody that's like, let me weasel my way in and get a little piece of the action, just so I can say like, yeah, this was an act of conquest. I was able to fool this person or pull one over, or, kind of nestle in close so I could sort of run from my own darkness within their light. That might have been experiences that you've had in the past with other people. But this is an individual that is like, yeah, I want to come in close and show you like I can match frequency for frequency with you. I want to match effort for effort. You were never asking for too much. You asked the wrong people until you stopped asking and started just giving and receiving with yourself in a more profound and obvious way. And so this is something where it feels like a step forward that they want to take is not just kind of an experiment. It's not just sort of like, well, does this work? It's like they become satisfied within themselves in some sort of way that like one step leads to another, leads to another. I give to you and I'm open and ready to receive in the time and manner and of the nature that you feel comfortable like giving of this beautiful light to me as well. Let's share this light together. Yeah, we got positivity. So they see you as somebody who is a force for good in this world. Any changes that you've made in terms of, you've done that shadow work, you've cut off low vibrational connections, situations, people, even a low vibrational relationship with yourself. All that you have invested in improving your internal world and your external reality. All of that is something that has led to a very magnificent change. This person sees you come into your own. So it's maybe somebody that's known you for a while, or that you've been experiencing for a while. Maybe they were a secret admirer for a period of time, before they had some kind of direct interaction with you. Whatever the case is, even in the time that you've been dealing with one another, they've watched you in the midst of metamorphosis. Like your constant is change. Not like you are not fixed within one reality, but you're somebody who really goes with the flow. You hold yourself accountable. You don't set unreasonable demands without kind of like holding yourself to task as well. You're somebody that walks your talk. And this person sees that as a very rare quality, something that's very good, something that's like, yeah, I feel my heart would be safe with you. Yeah, I could align my life with you. Yes, walking this journey together hand in hand feels to resonate with my highest good because I see you as someone who is tapped into that. You're tuned into that. You're mindful of that. You're conscientious of that in a way that is just a cliche for a lot of other people, or in a way that even more people than that don't even consider such things. But you're different. There's something unique about you. And it's pushing really good buttons within me that are making me feel very encouraged to be bold and to be demonstrative in sharing that truth with you. Yeah, we got nurture. So this is somebody that wants some quiet time with you. They want some alone time. They want to get to know one another on a deeper and more intimate level. This is somebody that feels that already the steps that you've taken forward with one another, maybe this is just kind of like a slow burn, and there's, nobody has yet acknowledged this kind of potential or these feelings out loud. This is something that has really warmed this person's heart. It's given them a lot of confidence that you're not someone who's trying to rush. Because often when people rush, it's like they're trying to hide from something. They want to move so quickly because they're trying to avoid essential steps, or trying to fill like a void of loneliness within because they're not capable of filling it for themselves. And that is the kind of thing that this person is looking to avoid at all costs. And so because they don't have that relationship with themselves, they too have had to whittle things away from their life in order to make sure that it's like, yeah, it's high vibrational experiences. It's people who can be held accountable and who hold themselves accountable. People who respect my growth as a person rather than resent that, rather than benefit from or feed off of the brokenness of the past. And so they see you as somebody as well that is kind of, you're operating and living in the same manner. You're striving towards that. Maybe they know about things, or they've known you long enough that they've seen these changes in action. Or this is something that they're just kind of like picking up. Like attracts like. They sense that. They see that. Like a kindred spirit. I know my kind. I see that in you. You don't need to tell me what you've been through because I recognize that. The tone and the frequency of the two of us energetically speaking is aligned. Even if the roads to get to that place, or the way in which we as instruments of spirit are playing that tune, even if that is different, it's the same. And so this is something where, this person as well may be like slow to let people in, slow to open up, but it feels safe with you. It's like the vibe you put off is some kind of like a key that unlocks an aspect within them that leads to a room that is only filled with the sound of yes. Everything about this is yes. Yes, move forward. Yes, make the effort. Yes, be patient with the process. Yes, continue to open your mind and your heart and your life and your energy to the experience of what can happen. You have authentic. So you are the realest person that this person knows, that they have encountered in a long time than they've ever met. You're the real deal. You walk your talk. You have high standards because you hold yourself to a high standard. They don't see you as like bougie or, that you think you're better than anyone, or, that you're trying to get people to just kind of like grovel or to perform to be worthy to be in your presence. But this is almost something that this person recognizes. You're some kind of phoenix from the ashes. Whatever they know or whatever they can kind of just guess about what you have been through, what your process has been like, for this version of you to be standing here right here and now, there's a lot of respect that they have for that. They don't take that for granted, the fact that it's like you are here in their reality, you're in their orbit, you're having these experiences with one another, and it's something that brings, again, like a lot of respect, that you're somebody that you don't have a problem like shutting the door to things that are making you question yourself. You're okay with eating alone rather than being surrounded by poor company. At some point in time, you changed the rules of the game of life as you were playing it. You played your hand of cards differently. You changed your vibe. You changed your attitude. You changed things about you that may be obvious or subtle. And all of that is something that it feels like has encouraged this person to see the beauty in this circumstance, to see the magic of this moment, to see this as an opportunity to encounter an experience of romance and love, or to move forward in that direction with someone who gets it, someone who's real, someone who sees through the illusions, somebody who has faced their own reflection, who has integrated their shadow, who has owned everything about themselves, who has mastered their flaws or is trying to, who is seeking to kind of beautify and improve the landscape within themselves, to tend to their own garden before inviting others in, and certainly before pouring of themselves to others. So this is somebody, it feels like that they're wanting to have that kind of very direct moment with you. They want to take that step forward in a way that's unmistakable, so that you're not confused about their intentions, so that you're not misreading the signs. This is somebody that wants to approach you with like both hands open out in front of them. They're not hiding anything. There are no strings attached. There's no like hidden angle or hidden motive, because they feel that like not only are you worth that or worthy of that, but it's almost like you won't tolerate any less. Not at this point in your life, and it feels like at this point in sort of what you have with one another, what they've experienced with you up to this point, it's like this is the only thing that can be done. Total transparency. So get ready for this person to take almost like a big leap towards you, a giant step towards you, that it feels like will signal kind of a pivot, something new, a new horizon that you're both looking toward in terms of what's possible, or for you to even have a different sort of understanding of like who they are and what they're capable of when their heart is properly motivated. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. Like or comment to claim these energies. Subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more content that I put out here. Don't forget to hit the bell button to get notifications every time I post a new video. And if you would like to book a personal reading, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link for that below. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.